Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Some things in life just aren't really quantifiable. You just can't measure them. And at number 20 on our list, that is exactly who we have, Kyle Juszczyk. Is he a fullback? Not really. People don't understand. Like, Kyle Juszczyk splits out wide more than almost any running back in the entire NFL because of the routes he runs, the mismatches he creates. Are you going to match him up with a linebacker? You're going to put a safety on him? You're going to waste a cornerback on the coverage out here? Now we got a wide receiver. So he just creates opportunities for everyone, whether he's run blocking, pass blocking, running a route, doesn't matter. He is the glue that just seems to hold things together and make everything work. Are his stats incredible? No. Does he get a lot of carries and targets? He doesn't. Is he just a fullback? Not really. But at the same time, this dude's got 8 Pro Bowls. 8, which is just incredible. And yeah, he's been the best fullback in the league for a decade consistently. He's a damn good player. Takes a pay cut this year to stay with the team. And he just encompasses every single thing that you like about football and everything you like about camaraderie. He embodies that to a T. Now, he's been all over the place, but really high consistently on this list. You know, we've done this 3 years now. In 2022, our first year was 14. Last year was 21st. This year, 20. So he bumped up a little bit. His highest ranking was 11. His lowest ranking was 27 on our 4 ballots that we submitted to, average out all these numbers. And shout out to my man Josh, the executive producer of today's show. So let's go back. Let's learn about the juice, the offensive weapon that just kind of does everything. Where's jersey number 44? And a long line. You got the Rathman and the Kyle Juszczyk, 2 of the greatest football fullbacks to ever play, just happen to be on the 49ers. And there's even great, you want to put Roger Craig in there, you want to put William Floyd in there. Obviously, you can go back to the $1 million backfield. How you diagnose and label those running backs, that's a whole nother thing. But the tradition is rich for the red and gold. There's no doubt about that. 6'1", 235, big dude, 33 years old. Play has not descended really at all. Ran a 4.740. He's fast, 6.93 cone, so he's big, but he's shifty. Can run routes, can run the full route tree. You see the toe tap catches on the sideline, running fades, jumping and turning his body in motion, and he's just good. Going into his 12th season. He came on to the 49ers. It was one of the very first free agents of the Shanahan era back in 2017. Close to that kind of, the decade 49er team, but with his current contract, I doubt that it takes place, especially that it took a pay cut. He's got this year and next year, and that's about it. Now, he grew up in Ohio, played at Cloverleaf High School, the Colts, and I hope I pronounce this right, Ioti, Ohio. There are 3 I's and 3 O's and 8 short letters, which is hilarious. Was a 2-star recruit, brilliant, went to Harvard, right? That's been talked about a lot. Nickname's Juice, and man, he's just played everywhere. He was the team's point guard in high school, track and field, throwing events, all that stuff. Multiple-time team captain in football, 2-time All-League in track. He just did National Honor Society, Math League, you name it. His uncle, Dickie Moore, played for the Green Bay Packers, and you can kind of look at what he did at Harvard. Unbelievable. All-time career leader in tight ends and receptions, receiving yards and touchdown receptions. He did everything. He did everything. Gets drafted in the 4th round, and this is where I had a good time. One of my favorite things is just putting things in context, right? And so he was drafted in the 4th round of the 2013 draft. He's been playing for a minute. He's picked 130 overall. Look at this. He was sandwiched between 2 49ers picks. He went 1 pick ahead of Marcus Lattimore, who never really got going after that gruesome injury, and 2 picks behind the general, Quentin Patton. That's how long this dude's been in the league. Now, just sticking with that 4th round of that 2013 draft, David Bakhtiari, Matt Barkley, Kyle Juszczyk, those are kind of the only guys that are really still running. And if you look at the entirety of the 2013 draft, Only one player has more Pro Bowls, and that's Travis Kelce with 9. Kyle Juszczyk has 8. So the Ravens drafted him in 2013, and he was awesome for them. Made 1 Pro Bowl. Then in 2016, he made 1 Pro Bowl. Then comes to the 49ers and made 7 straight Pro Bowls, including last year, his very first ever All-Pro, which the All-Pro has kind of amended to a flex position, so that's why he finally got one of those and what that looks like, but pretty cool. Now, he signed a mega deal, 4-year, $21 million deal back in 2017 to join the team. Won the 2017 Bill Walsh Award, which, that goes, the staff votes who it belongs to. The standard of professional excellence that Walsh kind of built around went to Kyle Juszczyk. Just awesome. It's so you look at just his 7 years, I guess 7 years with the Niners going into year 8. Dude's just been a stud. Married his girlfriend, Kristen Arceri. I hope I pronounced that right, in 2019. And now she's got super famous. She's doing the fashion jackets. You saw Debo wear one. You saw Taylor Swift wear one, making it for all these people, which, why would I include that? It actually played a very significant role for Kyle Juszczyk and the 49ers because they approached Kyle this offseason and said, you got to take a pay cut or we're going to release you. Very similar to what they did to Eric Armstead. And in an article, he talked about, it hurt my pride, but we were able to do that because now Christian Juszczyk is making all this money and has all this income in our fashion industry, which the 49ers helped launch. The NFL helped launch. So it matters. It really, really does. And so he's a team favorite. The wife's incredible, absolutely gorgeous, and she's all over the place now, which is really, really cool. So whenever they approached him and asked him, to take a pay cut, he said, quote, "As long as I'm still the highest paid fullback," end quote, "I think we can make it work." Because he wanted to stay here, talked about how he has his home here, his family's here. He loves the culture, loves the 49ers, likes playing for Kyle. And so he helped create the 49ers with this pay cut, $4 million more cap space. He took $1.8 million less this year and a little bit more next year. So he gets to stay. That's awesome. Now let's look at just kind of what he has done just over the last 3 seasons. His play count has gone down, and a lot of that has to do with, a lot more dynamic weapons. In 2021, he had 809 snaps. 2022, 728, dropped to 80 snaps. And then last year, 2023, 654, dropped another 70. So the usage is going down, but the efficiency, I still think it's there. He does a lot on special teams. And you just look at where he lined up last year, and this is awesome. 201 snaps in the backfield as a traditional fullback. 197 as the tight end, or just off the tight end. 120 in the slot. 85 snaps out wide. 85. And then 46 at kick returner. He does special teams a lot. PFF grades, not the best. 56.7 overall last year. That's not great. 62.6 rushing. 50.7 receiving. I found that weird. But 74.8 pass blocking. He's still a consistent. He's going to keep your quarterback upright. Last year, 14 catches on 19 targets. Nothing special there. 119 yards, 8.5 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns. Only 5 rush attempts. He gets, on average, 1 touch a game. But again, how did I start this show? It's hard to measure all the things that he does. He creates so many mismatches, all the motions, all the things. He just confuses the defense. Because when Kyle Juszczyk's out there, it's pretty dang hard to be in a nickel package. So you got to bring a linebacker out. Well, you just created a mismatch for George Kittle. Because now he's got to help in the run game, the linebacker, but he's also got to cover Kittle. It's just kind of the way it is. Plus, he's ultimately dependable. He's missed 6 games in 6 years with the 49ers. That's it. He started 127 games in his career, played 172. He's been around for a long time. He is the fullback, H-back. It's funny, at training camp, he always gets work as a punt returner, gets work as a kick returner. He's on kickoff. He's on kickoff return. He does punt. He does punt return. He just does everything. And, oh, by the way, he could serve as an emergency quarterback. Mitch Wisnowski gets hurt. Guess what? He's the holder on field goal. What can this guy not do? He does it all. what's his, outlook going to be like this year? I think it's going to be more of the same. The versatility, the scheme unevenness that it gives the defense and trying to match personnel and all those things. But I think his snap count goes down a little bit more. And I think Ricky Pearsall, who can't stay healthy so far, eventually I think a lot of those snaps will come out of Kyle Juszczyk. But we'll see. That's past bye week. Ricky Pearsall is so far behind because he just hasn't gotten any snaps in team. So Kyle Juszczyk, fan favorite, absolutely incredible. Love having him. I hope he makes it to the decade team, which would take a new contract, right? He's signed through year 9. We'll see. He'll be 36 years old. That's how old Trent Williams is, and we're cool with that. So hopefully Kyle Juszczyk finds a way to stick around, but he's number 20 for our list. We got 19 more of these bad boys to go, and Kyle Juszczyk, you're the man. Stay the man, and for us, we'll just keep counting them down.